what we will be learning today. All right. So first of all, I will give you an overview of the opportunities in offensive security industry in general. Then we will see how OSCP certification basically helps us achieve better and better career paths in the cybersecurity industry. Then we will see what's the global value of the certification, and thirdly we will move on towards seeing the offensive security exam experience straight from the successful OSCPs. Get to some juicy stuff, which starts with opportunities in offensive security industry. Hello everyone, welcome to another video from 591 Lab, where all of our efforts are centered around making our students more and more successful in their career paths. And today's video is essentially focused on the OSCP, or Offensive Security Certified Professional exam, how we can pass it, its overview, and what are the associated global opportunities. So with that said, let's jump into it, and you are going to see that this video is also going to be as valuable as rest of our videos are, because of our passion to make sure that the students or the clients that watch our content or work with us, they can get the best value out of this content as much as possible. So to support us in that regard, I request you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, so that the reach of the video can be increased more and more, and you can also be notified anytime we make new content for you and other people like you. And with that said, let's head on to the first slide, which is essentially an introduction about 591 Lab. So 591lab.com is our website, and we are top IT training and certification exam brand in China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Singapore. We teach and train students and industry professionals from even from all across the globe. And our mission at 591 Lab is to essentially provide our clients with exceptional exam preparation experience for certifications from companies like Cisco, Huawei, Aruba, Juniper, Palo Alto, OSCP, and Fortinet. So essentially what we do is to train our students to complete the trainings, and also assist the students in ensuring that they are best prepared for the exams. Now moving forward, I will show you a brief introduction about myself. So basically, I am a pure offensive security engineer, or a red team lead for several ethical hacking groups and companies. So what I do is for the past, I would rather say what I have been doing for the last almost 12 plus years is trying to hack into companies in an ethical way, identify security vulnerabilities, and help them mitigate those security issues to make sure that no malicious attacker or an entity can harm them. I have worked with several companies all across the globe, and my experience is focused on different avenues such as software, hardware, and cloud. And it all is centered around offensive security or hacking, as I said. Now, I must say that what brings me to 591 Lab and what brings me to speak with you is essentially my passion that resonates very well with 591 Lab, to train people to be more and more equipped with each passing day. So with that said, let's move forward. So I'm going to give you in this slide an overview of what we will be learning today. All right. So first of all, I will give you an overview of the opportunities in offensive security industry in general. Then we will see how OSCP certification basically helps us achieve better and better career paths in the cybersecurity industry. Then we will see what's the global value of the certification, and thirdly we will move on towards seeing the offensive security exam experience straight from the successful OSCPs. I myself am an OSCP. I am also an OSAP. I have done advanced version version of the penetration testing course from OFSEC. So from my own experience and from several other students that we have helped get trained and pass the exam, I will try and brief all of that experience and summarize that for you so that you can get a better feel of how it looks like in practice. All right, then we will see a couple of ways to pass the exam, and that too from an examiner perspective, right? So you are going to see some real content which will help you to not only realize how it looks like sitting in the exam, but also how it looks like when it comes to passing the exam, and what are different ways, what are different combinations which can help you pass the exam, right? So finally we will move on to concluding everything, and what would be the next steps for you would be my recommendations when we end. All right, so now let's get to some juicy stuff, which starts with opportunities in offensive security industry. So if you are new to offensive security industry, or even if you are a seasoned professional, this slide basically gives you a high level picture of how it looks like to be an ethical hacker or an offensive security engineer, and what are the kind of benefits of doing that. So I must say, in general, that right now the world is in need of cybersecurity professionals, especially offensive security, because the actual hackers or malicious actors are increasing their skills day by day, and so we, in order to protect the companies, also need to be equally equipped, so can do the testing and remediate everything before malicious actors can reach the companies. So in terms of benefits, the OSCP in itself is a very well respected certification, and if you are watching this video, you may already have an idea, but just to add to that, once you are OSCP certified, then it really increases a lot of your chances to get a very well reputed job in top companies around the globe. And I know several people in my own circle who do not even have a degree, right? Not even a university degree. They have an OSCP certification, and they are doing very well. They are leading the teams, right? So that's really the value of the OSCP certification, and that's what we are striving towards, to make sure that more and more engineers can come to us, utilize our platform to be more equipped and pass the exam, to be among the people who have the opportunities to for a better career path. Secondly, I must say that there is a reason why OSCP is so much well respected, and that reason is its hands-on skills. So guys, it's basically during the career path or during the study path that you follow for passing the OSCP is very rigorous, right? It requires a lot of efforts on your side, and in which not in the sense that you are kind of grilled, but actually every day you are learning something new. Even after passing the exam, you are learning something new. It builds your mindset in such a way that you are continuously learning. So during this tenure, you are always focused on doing the actual stuff. You are given different web applications, different Active Directory environments, the actual kind of situations in which you will work as a cybersecurity professional or an offensive security guy in case you land a job after passing the exam. Then it leads to a very lucrative career path, which is my third point. When I say lucrative career path, that basically builds upon my earlier statement where I told you that there are people who do not even have a degree. Imagine if you have a degree plus you do the OSCP, your chances of getting a very very well reputed managerial level job increase a lot. And when I say managerial, you would likely be leading some teams for for doing the red teaming, offensive security stuff. And in case, by the way, I must say, you are unfamiliar with any of the terms that we are using today, please do note them down in the comment section, and if you would like a video on that, we would be happy to help you with that and create a specific video on the topics that you prefer. So don't worry, in case you feel like, hey, there is a term that you just told us, and we are not familiar with that. Don't worry about that. We are here to help you with everything possible that we can. Then it's basically this OSCP comes with a course referred to as PWK. PWK means penetration testing with Kali Linux. So the PWK course is a very in-depth content, I must say, which has the theoretical part as well as the practical part. As you can imagine, the practical part is covers the most of the training material, which is why it is it builds your skill sets and expertise. So this is a very comprehensive package of mostly 90 days or 3 months. So if you already have taken the exam or attempted it at one time at least, you would know that the 90 days course content is also very it contains quite a lot of expertise in skill set development paths. Finally, as I said before, it basically builds your mindset. It's not only about the technical skill set that you get. It basically builds your mindset in such a way that after completing the training and after completing the exam, you become a very fast learner, because you have gone through a rigorous process which has built your mindset, not only as a technical expert but also as a very good professional. So these are some of the benefits which lead you to a way more successful path than you would have taken with other certifications in the penetration testing or offensive security industry. There are a few vendors who are coming ahead, but the reputation that OSCP has built is really something which is long standing. All right. So with that said, let's move ahead and see something like the real OSCP exam experience. If you are new to the game, then it would be very interesting for you. But even if you have already taken the exam, it would still be interesting, because OFSEC has made some recent changes to the overall exam and training pattern, which is something that we have been very closely monitoring for your benefit, and we are going to give you an overview of all of those things. So the first point is that the OSCP exam basically is based entirely on a real world simulation. Think of it like you are given an environment for an entire 24 hours, right? For an entire 24 hours. You can consider it like a company which you need to hack into and obtain a specific number of points to pass the exam. So if you see on the left hand side, the second bullet, it says simulated environment, which means it's a specific lab environment which is hosted purely by OFSEC. You are given access to the environment along with all of the guidelines through a VPN, and then for 24 hours, and more precisely, by the way, 23 hours and 15 minutes actually, you are sitting in the exam, and which is proctored, which we will come to later as well to cover more details. But that covers the tenure which you will be taking the exam in. Then if we come to the timelines, so 24 hours for the exam, 24 hours are additional, where you can actually write the report in case you are confident that the exam you had taken is good enough for you to pass the exam, right? Then finally, the result, they say, usually comes in the 10 days duration. But from my experience, I have seen tens of students passing in just 2 to 3 days of taking the exam. And for your visibility, if you consider working with us as a full-time student of ours, then we can also show you some of the ways through which you can really guess or actually estimate your results. So we can show you some secrets as well as we move forward. So then about the experience, from an experience perspective, actually it's purely a proctored exam. And when we say proctored, basically you are given specific login credentials which you log into, and then you are basically you need to share your camera, and not your microphone mostly, but the camera needs to be shared where they can see you. They would want to see your entire room, right, where you're taking the exam. There should be no electronic device anywhere on your desk, under your desk, nowhere. So there should be just your laptop and maybe your additional monitor screens. That's it. And then they also ask you to scan your machine with the help of a script that they provide, and then that script basically checks if you are running any potentially scanning software or any remote software. So they do not like that, of course, to avoid cheating situations. So be mindful to make sure that no unknown application is installed on your computer before you start the exam. So with that said, let's move to the next slide, which is actual screenshots of how it would look like when you will be sitting in the exam environment itself. So on the upper left side is the proctoring software interface. They will give you your specific OSID. OSID is your offensive security ID, and your MD5 sum. These would be your credentials. Then on the right hand side, it shows your OS is okay and your webcam is okay. They will try and make sure that you are sharing, you're working from a computer which has all of the required specs. Then on the third picture, which is on the lower left side, you can see that you would need to share your entire screens. In case you are using a laptop with a single screen, then that's okay. And then on the lower right hand side, you can see that you will need to provide permissions like camera, notifications, etc. So those are the permissions which will be required by the proctoring software. And then finally, once you have shown yourself in the camera, share your screen, then you can start your exam using the VPN pack that will be provided to you on the exam day. Also, during the exam, you can take as many breaks as you want, but you would need to notify the proctor, which, as you can see on the lower right hand side, there is a chat room as well available in which you can discuss different things with the proctor. No question around the exam, of course, but just technical, like, hey, I'm facing issue with connectivity or resetting the machine, etc. Those kind of things. So next, let's take a look at what are some of the ways to pass the exam actually. So basically, if we see the first bullet point, which is the exam contains. So basically, as I said before, the overall exam is a simulated environment of an actual company, so to say, and that contains an AD set. AD is basically Active Directory. AD set contains 3 machines, 1 domain controller and 2 different machines which are joined to that domain controller. And once you compromise that, you get 40 points, and these are very easy win. Some of the students do not realize that how easy really it is. You just need to learn a couple of tricks and skills which we will teach you as well. So once you're confident with that, it's a lot easier to get those 40 points. And for the people who have taken the exam in the past, they might remember that instead of 80 set, there used to be a buffer overflow machine, which is not the case right now. So you need to be more focused on building your AD skill set, which is the latest information we have got from OFSEC. Then the second bullet point says that there are 3 standalone machines. Now these 3 standalone machines can have services like FTP, web, which we need to compromise, and also escalate privileges. So there are 60 possible points in this area, so 10 for each flag. So each machine will have 2 flags, 1 flag for the initial foothold and the second flag for doing the privilege escalation. Again, guys, if you feel like there is any term that you would like a more detailed video on, drop a comment, like the video, and we will certainly get back to you. Then 591 labs proven passing ways, right? So since we have our trainers have helped a lot of students pass the exam, so our way forward is really a proven one. So what we recommend or assist our students to is complete the AD set worth 40 points, then complete 2 to 3 machines which will be around 30 points. All right, so you will have by that time reached almost 60 to 70 points. And finally, if you already have the lab report, that is 10 bonus points, which makes up something around 70 to 80 points. So the bullet point 2 and 3 in the below section is something adjustable, on which we work with each student on a case-to-case basis. We can work with that way. If a student can prepare the lab report, that's great. If they cannot, then they would need to be better prepared to perform a good in during the exam itself. So yeah, these are some of the proven ways through which several of our students have passed the exam already. Now, coming to the conclusion, so this is really one of the several videos which we have recorded or will record for your learning and for making sure that you become a better professional with each passing day, really, right? So we greatly appreciate your time for watching this video and for attending the class, and we will continue doing this. And if you have specific topics, you can bring those to us, and we really hope that the overall material was informative for you. And we highly suggest that you continue doing practice learning the exam content, and practice doing the different training material that you get. So those are some of the ways through which you can build your own skill set as well. And with that said, we will call it a day. And I would be looking forward to hearing from you in the comment section about how you felt about the video, and if there are any specific topics we should cover in the future videos. As such, we would be focused on teaching you how to prepare for the exam in the upcoming videos, and how to prepare your roadmap. All of that content is yet to come, but if there is any additional thing, we will also be looking forward to hearing from you and prepare a video on that. In the meanwhile, please do subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you can be notified as soon as we come back with more videos like this. Thank you so much, and have a good rest of the day or night, depending on your time zone. Bye bye.